What's up, everybody? It's Lurker here, coming at you with the fifth and final video in my mini-series where I break down all the tracks from my first release, Wait Too Long, which came out 5 years ago. Today, I'm going to be explaining how I made my song Play Your Flute, which is the fifth track on Wait Too Long, obviously. Fifth video, fifth track. So that's a track that I made in Ableton, like most of the other ones. So let's get into Ableton. The inspiration behind this track was a song called Ruttin', I believe, by Scream. And there are actually a couple of other tracks as well of his that use flute that I really like. But the flute, the Play Your Flute title was definitely inspired by these two men that are speaking. It's a sample of these two men that are speaking in the beginning of a Scream song, and the guy's like, play your flute. He's teaching somebody to play a flute, and they're doing pretty poorly. It's funny. But you gotta hear the song. I'll link it. Anyway, so yeah, that's where the inspiration came from, and if you've heard the song Play Your Flute, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then go check it out, and you'll hear it now. So, all right, I'll stop blabbing, and we'll just get right into it here. So, intro. So some of my songs are kind of mysterious and dark sounding, and this is definitely one of them. Those like that sort of melodic sound here is an Ableton instrument. Here's the MIDI for that. Yep. Then you've got some sort of like atmospheric samples happening as well. Like this sweep. It's also being panned. And then I've got this effect here as well. It's like a rise. And I've got this operator here. If you're familiar with Ableton, it's another one of their synths. And I'm just using one of the oscillators. It's just generating some noise, and I'm automating the frequency on that. So you get this like whoosh, sweep sound. Got to solo that. So yeah, all together, that's what that sounds like. And then, I'm not sure why this is on the same track as this, but I did some weird things back then. Still do. Music production wise. So yeah, this is just like a X-for samples pack, X-for sample pack, something like Deadmau5 and what the hell is Deadmau5's collaborator, like big collaborator? Steve Duda. I think he's involved with that as well. So yeah, they came out with the sample pack. That's from that. And you got that sub. This melodic part keeps happening. Then you got the beat itself is just a bunch of Vengeance House samples. And, Deja Vu, if you've watch the other videos in this series, you know that I used to use those a lot, and I also used to draw my drums out. So that's what this looks like. Let's go further in the track. So got all sorts of samples. Clap. Yep, it's there. It's there. Little sound. Another interesting sample. They all make their way in there in different ways. So yeah, that was fun making the beat. And then the other thing that's added there is this like synth sound, which is the microKORG. Something like that. You hear that here. There's also a bass that came in that I didn't tell you about. It's here. And again, that is a Ableton software instrument called Bass Fat Leather Tube. Yep. Sounds pretty fat. And then going with the creepy vibe, or mysterious, I should say. And then there's that sample. I'm not that weird. Okay, that's when the flute comes in. Wow, how did I miss that? Where that should be? Is that in the file? Sometimes I do this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so a kind of whistle comes in. I'm automating a lot. The whistle is just an Ableton instrument. Wind whistler, which consists of, an operator. It's an operator instrument. So that flute part or that whistle part is just something that, I was just thinking of a way to, again, draw inspiration from that Scream track. So go to that track, listen to it. You'll sort of hear like, the movement in that track and then kind of what I was going for here. And it's sort of like a teaser of what's to come later in the track. So I'm trying to move this thing down. That sweet spot to move the bottom part down. Okay, then here's like a sort of breakdown. Before you go full on flute. Because we will go full on flute. All right, so, you got the drop there. This was really fun to make and really rewarding. Like, some artists just know how to do things like this really, really well consistently. And this is like, I don't know. I'm glad, like, it's not amazing, but I'm proud of it. And it just took, like, different things happening at the same time that didn't conflict. So, some things are kind of rising, some things are falling. What that looks like or what that sounds like is this sweep. That's a sample. Plus this. Plus this noise. Or no, plus this bass. Duck bass. Plus the drums. And that is, that's pitched with automation. All that stuff is pitched with automation. That's just repeating notes of the boops. Yeah, so it's basically just these two rising and falling. And then the and then this impact too. Can't overlook that impact. Although it's very low in the mix. And then you guys got, and that repeats sort of, over the next while. And then the whistle comes back in sort of on its own, and the bass comes in, or the bass changes. It starts going dong 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 dong, which you can see here. Or you can just hear it like this. I doubled them for some reason, and that is a huge no-no, because the bass, the energy, the space that it takes up in the mix is a lot. It takes up a lot of space. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you don't normally double a bass, but I don't know. I did things differently back then. Yeah, so then, the bass starts to be more active here as the song's kind of winding down. And then final little flute part as a send-off. So yeah, that is Play Your Flute. One thing, okay, so in a couple of the other songs, I've mentioned things that I have not included. And as a sort of side note, I studied abroad in Chile, and my Chilean brother, who I lived with for 7 months, took a stab at playing the flute. So it didn't fit with the song in the end, but kind of sounded cool. I'll let you hear it. So yeah, there's that. Didn't make the final cut, but love Nico, and I'm glad we at least tried that out. So ended up going with a software flute. Maybe if we had more time or a better microphone, studio, that was recorded on a MacBook microphone. So, those are good microphones, but, for Zoom calls, maybe, and not even. All right, I'm going to stop blabbing. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video and all the videos where I break down all of the tracks from my first EP, Wait Too Long. I can't believe it's been 5 years, a little bit more than 5 years since I released that. It was my first release ever, and it's been awesome to release music since then. That's been a lot different, very different. But also fun to revisit how I used to make music and kind of see, you know, themes that I continue to use or techniques that I continue to use. So yeah, it's been fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you. And you know, if you like the series, leave a comment. Let me know if there are any songs that you want me to break down in particular. I'd be happy to do that. And if you want any MIDI or anything like that, you know, leave a comment for those people who are interested. And you know, if not, then, you know, maybe I won't do any more videos. But no, it's been fun. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.